Insider threat. Internal government watchdog sound alarm over Doge. Yes, Doge is how you pronounce that. I don't care what anybody says. It's got the word Doge in it. Doge. That's how you pronounce it, Doge. Anyway, never done anything like this before, folks. Wired is reporting. Wired, I'm sorry. It should be weird. Wired is reporting that an internal government threat assessment team has determined that staffers working for Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency should be considered an insider threat to sensitive government data. An internal email obtained by Wired that was sent to the Bureau of the Fiscal Services IT division and others outlining the dangers of giving Musk minions access to highly sensitive government functions such as the Treasury Department internal payment mechanisms. The email recommended revoking Doge members' access to payment systems as well as other steps to ensure they cannot harm the government agency secrecy. Anyway, once again, they're like, we've never done anything like this before, never issued any kind of warning, but this shit is fucking serious. So, Elon Musk been under fire all week long, Donald Trump, for seemingly illegally hacking into all our government agencies, putting backdoors for himself, and then unilaterally, without any oversight whatsoever, just going and canceling all the programs that Congress has already earmarked, paid for, and decided they wanted the money spent on, which is their right. They hold the purse strings, but it don't matter. President Elon got to have tax cuts for himself. So you got to cut your grandma's Social Security. You got to cut everything. Got to cut medical research. Everything, folks. Everything for them, nothing for you. We're going to go into more in a minute why they're actually doing this. But first off, been on a whirlwind tour trying to, I guess, not apologize. I guess he's doing damage control. Trying to explain to the American people why this very unpopular bullshit he's doing is totally legit and cool. So went to the Oval Office in the White House, and as always, he had his son Teflon, I think, or is it Kevlar? Kevlar has his son Kevlar on his shoulders because he's a literal human shield. This fucking kid, y'all. I feel sort of bad for this kid. I mean, not too bad. The kid seems like sort of a spoiled brat. Big time. I mean, it's Elon Musk's child, so you can imagine. He probably a fucking nightmare. I don't like kids anyway. But anyway, I feel sorry that his father using him as a human shield. This dude's so worried after Luigi blew that fucking guy away that he's fucking next. But I mean, just saying, like, I don't think that kid gonna stop a bullet. I guess he figures nobody's gonna shoot a kid, so I don't know. I wouldn't fucking bet on that dude. But anyway, breaking news, yeah, Elon. With his weird backpack. So strange. Why is this kid at the fucking Oval Office during this very important press conference where Elon Musk is explaining why he's cutting all our social safety nets? Imagine if Kamala Harris would have took a kid. I know she ain't got no kids, except for that stepdaughter. Imagine she took a little kid to important business meetings. Imagine if any other woman in the government did this. We'd never hear the fucking end of it. But Elon Musk get away with it while he tries to make it where you guys can't work from home. And yes, this is Elon Musk in a nutshell. Please, I have a child. Please don't shoot me in the head. Please let me on the life raft. I'm too pretty to freeze to death in the cold water. And this is literally not even an edited picture, folks. This is Elon Musk. Oh my God, he looks so fucking weird. What is happening? Just looks like he's gotten into Donald Trump's makeup too much. Looks like a corpse. Looks like Botox. Looks just all of this. It's like that character on Atlanta. You know, the one that's supposed to be a Michael Jackson impersonator, sort of. That's a creepoid and ends up killing his brother. You guys seen that at all? Looks like that character. Oh, my God. It's so weird. Anyway. Brought his kid, and you can tell Donald Trump hates his fucking kid. I mean, I don't even blame Donald Trump here. But this is the same exact look I give to my annoying nieces and nephews. They're grown now. It's fine. I used to give to them. Or anybody that brings an annoying kid around me. It's just like, oh my God, get this little fucking annoying asshole away from me. Anyway, watch Trump's expression.
I'll ask Elon Musk to say a few words and we'll take some questions. Elon, go ahead.
Sure. So, at a high level, you say, what is the goal of Doge and I think
now watch Trump. Kid goes over to talk to him.
Is to restore.
Immediately look away. Nope, don't acknowledge that little motherfucker. Hate that kid, hate. But he looks so defeated as President Elon gives the whole press conference. He just sits there in the cuck chair while this little bastard rubs boogers on the official presidential desk. perfect for America right now. And then they started asking President Elon questions. First off, is there any accountability for Doge? You seem to have no checks and balances whatsoever, richest man in the world. What do you have to say to that?
The White House says that you will identify and excuse yourself from any conflicts of interest that you may have. Does that mean that you are, in effect, policing yourself?
Yes.
What are the checks and balances that are in place to ensure that there is accountability and transparency?
Well, we actually are trying to be as transparent as possible. In fact, our actions, we post our actions to the Doge handle on X and to the Doge website. So all of our actions are maximally transparent.
Of course, that's not true. They post what they want to on there, completely out of context, complete fucking bullshit. They're not posting everything they're fucking doing. He is policing himself, and he's investing in himself, folks, and don't worry, he's doing a fine job. And just anybody that does this while they're standing there, a complete fucking dickhead. That's how you fucking know. They're trying to do that power pose. I'm so powerful. I'm Elon Musk. Just makes you look like a total turd. So fucking goddamn cringe. But that's the government right now, folks. Ruled by the oligarchy. And let me get this straight. He wants to cancel cancer research. But he has billions of dollars himself with government contracts. Here he is going to say, well, it's not me who has billions of dollars of contracts with the government. It's SpaceX. You know, my company, which I run and I'm the CEO of. Splitting hairs like a motherfucker here.
If you have received billions of dollars in contracts from the Pentagon, and the president's directing you to look into the Department of Defense, is that
we
a
definitely need
conflict
to
of
do and
interest?
are going to do at the president's request.
Does that present a conflict of interest for
Yes,
you?
yes, it does.
No, because you have to look at the individual contract and say, first of all, I'm not the one, filing the contract. It's people at SpaceX or some
okay.
people will
Totally
be filing
different.
the contract. And I'd like to say, if you see any contract where where it was awarded to SpaceX and it wasn't by far the best value for money for the taxpayer, let me know. Because every one of them was.
Yeah, let me know. Hey, we're doing a great job, folks. We don't need to have any oversight whatsoever. Just fucking believe me. If there's any conflict whatsoever, just let me know.
But if there is a conflict of interest when it comes to you yourself, for instance, you've received billions of dollars in federal contracts.
Trust, not simply somebody asserting trust. So not somebody saying they're.
Anyway, I found one, Elon. I found one. Apparently, the State Department contracts for $400 million worth of armored Teslas. Weird that you're not bringing that up in your fraud assessment. Strange that, isn't it, Elon? Now, in fairness, this was earmarked under the Biden administration, but he ain't cutting that shit. All this shit was earmarked under the Biden administration, so that's not surprising. Doesn't make it any less fraud and wasteful just because it was done under Biden. But yeah, don't think he's gonna have a problem with that somehow. Weird. And then as he porky pigged his way this whole fucking thing, can't even form a goddamn sentence. It's so weird. This guy's supposed to be a genius. This sounds like a threat to me, folks. Like a Bond villain giving away his evil plans to the fucking public before he destroys society.
The people voted for major government reform. There should be no doubt about that. That was on the campaign. The president spoke about that at every rally.
Okay, but you were not on the fucking ballot. Nobody voted for you, what the fuck soever.
People voted for major government reform, and that's what people are going to get. They're going to get what they voted for. And a lot of times, people that don't get what they voted for, but in this presidency, they are going to get what they voted for. And that's what democracy is all about.
Yeah, he's all about democracy, but democracy is fucking bullshit. One thing I've painfully come to realize, especially recently, is that your vote doesn't actually count. Democracy is a fairy tale they tell you so you don't ride to the fucking streets. First off, because of the Electoral College, my vote and the vote of most of us don't count anyway. It's only a few fucking swing states, and then people like Elon who have unlimited money. There's no way we can outspend him. We'll go into these communities where 30,000 votes will swing the presidency, and he will spend so much money in those communities that there's no fucking way we can compete. So our votes literally don't count. He can go to Pennsylvania, he can lie, and he can say, hey, come vote for Trump, we'll randomly give away $1 million. And then he didn't randomly do anything. He just fucking lied about it. And he uses lawyers to protect him. There's literally nothing we can do about it. Democracy is completely fucking bullshit. The richest man in the world lying. Oh my God, you voted for all this. No, you voted for it. These are your whims, your wishes. You bought the presidency. And now you're doing whatever the fuck you want to do. It's very obvious while gaslighting us that all of us fucking wanted this. Only 30% of the people voted for Trump fucking anyway. Only 30% of the eligible voters voted for Trump. So less than a third of goddamn America. And then, folks, with no hint of irony whatsoever, he's going to talk about how Doge is investigating people who've gained huge wealth while in government. Sitting next to a man who made $20 billion in one fucking day. Selling out the White House, selling out the presidency.
And also, could you mention some of the things that your team has found, some of the crazy numbers, including the woman that walked away with about 30 million,
right?
etc.
So he's not actually going to mention any names because they're just making all this shit up. This is reference to where they're talking about Ilhan Omar making $30 million and AOC making $40 million, which is all lies. They completely made this up. They don't even own houses. They're not even worth $500,000. None of this is fucking true. But they spread all this bullshit on Twitter. This is how they're trying to convince the public and to let Elon Musk carve up your grandma's Social Security, your medical care, destroy every social safety net that we have by spreading these lies. So he's not going to mention anybody by name, of course. He's just going to vaguely try to allude that these lies are true.
Well, we do find it sort of rather odd that there are quite a few people in the bureaucracy who.
Oh my God! Spit it out, Porky Pig!
Have ostensibly a salary of a few $100,000, but somehow managed to accrue tens of millions of dollars in net worth.
This is 100% the lies they're talking about Elon Omar and AOC.
But while they are in that position, which is, what happened at USAID, we're just curious as to where it came from. Maybe they're very good at investing, in which case we should take their investment advice, perhaps. But there seems to be mysteriously they get wealthy. We don't know why.
Yeah, just mysteriously, Trump got $20 billion in one day. We just want to know why. No, you don't. You just want to cut all the fucking social safety nets and pretend like you're doing something so you can have more tax cuts. And get that fucking kid out of here, folks. But first off, here he is admitting that he lies incessantly. And then he lies about his lies. So remember, folks, I covered this. Their lies about we sent $50 million to Hamas so they could buy condos. Remember, Trump repeated this over and over again, several different interviews. He even went so far to say Hamas was using these condoms to make weapons. They were killing Israelis. These fucking condoms never happened. They're talking about another Providence Hamas in Africa, where they didn't give them $50 million in condoms. It was a whole bunch of stuff to help curb pediatric AIDS and sexually transmitted diseases and stuff like that. Here they are outright telling him, why did you fucking lie? And here he is lying about his lies.
You said on X that an example of the fraud that you have cited was $50 million of condoms was sent to Gaza. But after fact-check this, it apparently Gaza in Mozambique, and the program was to protect them against HIV. So can you correct the statements? It wasn't sent to Hamas, actually. It was sent to Mozambique, which makes sense why condoms was sent there. Yeah. And how can we make sure that all the statements that you said were...
Look at Trump's face. Psh, I spread this lie repeatedly. Oh, my God. I dare you to fact-check me. They don't give a shit, though.
Correct. So we can trust what you say.
Well, first of all, some of the things that I say will be incorrect and should be
all
corrected.
Of them. Right. All of them that you say. Ask Grok. Elon Musk's own AI program will tell you he is the biggest purveyor of misinformation and lies on all of fucking Twitter.
So nobody's going to bat 1,000. I mean, we will make mistakes, but we'll act quickly to correct any.
Literally, he's never corrected this. He still didn't correct this. Trump has never corrected this. They never correct any of the fucking lies they tell. They double down, triple down, quadruple down until the next lie they tell. I'm not sure we should be sending $50 million worth of condoms to anywhere. Yeah, I'm not sure we should try to curb AIDS anywhere. Fuck those people, right?
Frankly, I'm not sure that's something Americans would be really.
And they weren't sending $50 million of condoms anyway. That's a fucking lie. But there he is. Hey, we'll immediately correct things. No. Here's the other Koch Jr. spreading these same exact lies. And even in the same goddamn interview, can't keep the lie fucking straight.
when Elon and my father go in there and they want to audit the IRS, when they want to audit USAID, who is spending $100 million to send condoms to Gaza, let alone running shrimp on treadmill and all the other ridiculous things. The Democrats go crazy. Let them do it. I'm a business guy. I understand this world very, very well. I want them to follow that money, right? Because it's more than, again, the shrimp dancing on the treadmill. It's more than the $50 million for the condoms to Gaza. When Elon...
Just lies after lies after lies. Not correcting it, not even stopping lying. Continue the fucking lies because they don't give a shit. This is how they convince idiots to let them loot the coffers. Transfer all the fucking wealth to the very goddamn top. You guys are going to get exactly what you're going to get what you deserve. The Trump supporters, at least. The rest of us, unfortunately, are going to be punished by your stupidity. But I guess that's what we get for not convincing you, even though you can't be fucking convinced because your brain is tapioca pudding. Anyway, folks, some people seem to be suggesting that Elon's little brat was saying some provocative things to Donald Trump. We'll see what you guys think about it. So here he's looking in Trump's direction, and he says, "You are not the fucking president, and you need to go away."
To restore democracy. This may seem like, well, aren't we in a democracy?
So, we'll play it again. You're not the president. You need to go away.
To restore democracy.
Now, some people say he's talking to the press because the press was trying to shush him, and he was being a brat to the press because, he's a spoiled little dick, fucking mouth.
Prices from one year to the next are the same, and their prices from one year to the next are the same.
So, what you guys think? Is he talking to the press? Is he talking to the Trump? Is he repeating what he's heard his dad say before? Is he, from the mouth of babes, right? Kids repeat what their parents say all the fucking time. That's what it sort of sounds like. I don't know. I guess it could go either way.
From one year
so what do you guys think? He talking to the press? He talking to the president? Or the, the first lady, I guess? And then lots of memes were made, folks. Why are you in my dad's chair? Good question. Get the fuck out of Trump's chair. Fucking dickhead. I get the fuck out of Elon's chair, rather. Fucking dickhead. And Grimes, apparently not too happy that her son is being used as a flak jacket. Divan Hernandez says, "You have a kid with Elon who parades him around like Michael Jackson's chimpanzee, but the person dragging your child into criticism is Fantano," because she's shitting on Anthony Fantano, who's a music critic, instead of Elon Musk. "You put more effort into criticizing a YouTube channel over actual power structures. Punching down is so weird for you." No, it's completely normal. She's a fucking idiot. And of course, she's trying to defend herself for not shitting on Elon for using her son as a human shield. Instead, she's shitting on other people. "I have made it clear I do not approve of that in every conceivable way I know. I am desperate to solve it. It is a personal tragedy to me, but currently I don't know how to do that. Use your platform to shit on him in public instead of YouTubers calling it out, dickhead. The fuck's wrong with you?" Of course, she's a fucking idiot. Always got her mouth open like a trout. And historical picture, folks. Commenters point out that X picked his nose and appeared to wipe it on the historical Resolute desk. This is AFP via Getty Images. This is going into the historical record, y'all. This little brat wiping his boogers all over goddamn the presidential desk. And man, what a perfect image for the current state of America. The royal brat boogering up the goddamn White House. Fucking perfect. And yeah, how it started, folks. George Washington, how it's going. Booger on the goddamn White House desk. And then somebody posted this. I don't even know what this means. Maybe you guys can help me figure out what this means. It says, first it's got a picture of JFK and then a kid under the desk. And then it's got a picture of Donald Trump and this little brat. And it says, "History repeats itself." And this person says, "Fingers crossed." What does that even mean? I don't even get it. What? Did something happen to JFK? He's fine, right? What history could repeat itself? What could happen that people would want? I don't know. Doesn't look like anything to me. Anyway, moving on. And then, folks, They're really worried about the deficit, y'all. They're really worried about the government. Republicans have proposed an almost $4 trillion debt limit increase. This is the kind of thing you see before war and invasion. So it's just about cutting the social safety net for you and I, cutting all our soft power across the fucking globe. Everything for them, nothing for fucking us. And then, not allowed to speak out about it. They're going to send a message to you. Trump just fired USA Aid Inspector General Paul Martin one day after he exposed how Trump's foreign aid freeze and mass firings have made it easier for U.S. taxpayer dollars to fund terrorist groups like Hamas and ISIS. But nope, you got to sit there and you got to let your whole departments, your whole agencies get completely obliterated, shut down, destroyed. Not say a word or they get rid of you fucking first. And apparently China's real happy about it, though. If USA Aid is packing up and moving out, China seems all to happen to move in. That's the trend that longtime U.S.-China watchers and aid workers are already noticing in the week since President Donald Trump and his ally Elon Musk moved to dismantle shakeup at the U.S. Agency for International Development. China is quickly making moves to fill in the gaps left behind by the Trump administration's abrupt moves to almost entirely halt and wind down USAID's operations worldwide from Indo-Pacific to South America. In Nepal, Chinese officials have reportedly signaled to the Nepalese government that Beijing is willing to step in and replace USAID's void with development funding of its own. They're doing this all over the place. China is already reaching out to partners, said Francesco Bisombi, who served as USA China policy lead during Biden administration. They will fill in the void in places like Cambodia and Nepal, and those are just places they know about. So it's all over the world, folks are stepping up to fill in all this aid because it gives them influence all around the fucking world that we used to have. I mean, I guess it's good that our worldwide influence is dropping since our empire needs to be destroyed. It needs to fucking collapse. But I don't know if it's our best interest to have China step up and fill this fucking void. But, you know, almost like they're making it happen on purpose. Stand by and do nothing and win. And then Doge cancels $900 million in education research grants. Seems bad, but what do we need education research for? Nothing. They like the uneducated folks. Keep as dumb as they possibly fucking can while they rule over a very weakened and depleted government. But over on the most popular cable news network in the world, they're trying to whitewash all this fucking bullshit. Listen to this. Horse cum.
Well, no, but wait a second. But let's just talk about one of the things that he's prescribing to cut. He wants to get rid of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Here's what it's done for the folks at home. It's limited overdraft fees at banks. It's limited credit card late fees. It's made it easier for you to switch banks. It's removed medical debt from people's credit reports so that you can actually get rent after you've been sick. It's gone after banks who've taken advantage of people.
What's your argument?
My argument here is these are things that have protected the American people every day, and Elon wants to get rid of them because it doesn't work for millionaires and billionaires.
No, he didn't.
No, they did not.
Yes,
they did not vote to get.
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did. I'm sure
Where were you on November 5th?
Donald Trump did not go to the American people and says, I want to raise your overdraft fees. Did
Nope.
he? No, I don't think so.
They made it clear
I don't think so.
what Doge was when he
did
was
not
running
go to
for
the American
president.
people and says, I want to raise the amount you pay on late fees. Actually, the opposite of that. He said, I'm going to cap late fees. That's not what's happening when you get rid of the Consumer
It's
Protection
too
Bureau.
late. They voted to be lied to. Hey, America knew that Trump was going to do what the fuck he was wanted to do, regardless of what he said he was going to do. So whatever happens, you voted for it. And hey, I kind of agree with that. Fuck them. We all voted for it. And breaking, they're giving the game away. Doge is supposed to be working with Democrats in Congress to find fraud to cut. But he ain't letting them on fucking anything, folks, because it's all a dog and pony show.
Then there is the Doge committee that Elon is leading in the executive. And then there's the Doge caucus, which is what I'm a member of in Congress. And I joined that because we were told that this is where the discussion is going to happen. Mm-hmm. That being said, there's been no discussion. Elon's been doing it all himself. We've had meetings. It's been bipartisan. We've had good discussion.
He didn't even want Rem Schmarmy there, folks. No discussions. He's doing everything himself, making 100% of the decisions like co-dictator. And then they pretend like they actually give a shit about fraud and waste, folks. But there's already been a committee to tackle fraud and waste set up under the Biden administration. including Representative Jasmine Crockett, with Marjorie Taylor Greene as the fucking chairwoman. And she did not show up for a single meeting, y'all. This is how much they actually care about any of this.
There, because we've had a number of these hearings. So I do want to be clear, before the Trump administration came in, this committee did exist in the form of the Oversight Committee, and our task is to root out waste, fraud, and abuse. In that vein, we had a number of hearings, at least last term. I can't speak for any other term, as I'm only in my sophomore term, and we dealt with improper payments. And interestingly enough, our chairwoman, who is so passionate about this today, she missed every single one of those improper payment hearings. But just to be clear, I was there, so I don't want anyone to believe that Democrats just come to work and don't plan to do work.
They actually don't give a shit. It's all fucking just photo ops. It's all a goddamn show. Fakest people on earth. Don't care about any of this, y'all. And at least I'll give Democrats a little bit of credit. I don't think they're going to have any effect. I think they're fucking powerless. I think it's too late to stop them. But at least they're sort of trying. So here's Garcia on Capitol Hill firing back at President Musk.
Now, I find it ironic, of course, that our chairwoman, Congresswoman Greene, is in charge of running this committee. Now, in the last Congress, Chairwoman Greene literally showed a dick pic in our oversight congressional hearing, so I thought I'd bring one as well. Now, this, of course, we know is President Elon Musk. He's also the world's richest man. He was the biggest political donor in the last election. He has billions of dollars in conflicts of interest, and we know that he is leading a power grab, also abided by and encouraged by Donald Trump and, of course, the chairwoman, Congresswoman Greene. But I also want to run through what Doge actually is going to do. It's a demolition plan that's going to run through our government. Doge is trying to abolish the Department of Education. That means opportunities denied to kids. It means you're ripping away opportunities for children with disabilities who are dependent on this money. You're also halting medical research, which is also critical, which we have to also stop. The idea that we're going to eliminate or destroy the Department of National Institutes of Health, NIH, is crazy. Let's talk about the Department of Labor. We're talking about protections for working people across this country, where people can actually complain about abuses their companies are making against them and their coworkers. Workers are now going to be in danger. And let's also talk about the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, another huge issue for us. Think about the scammers and fraudsters that will be empowered across this country, because Elon Musk wants, essentially, these companies have more power over consumers and over people across this country. Look at the Centers for Disease and Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. That is actually what's being discussed partly today. Healthcare, we're talking about being denied to millions of poor people, working class people across this country. And now, of course, they're on to their largest target, the U.S. Social Security Administration. We're talking about the destruction of the actual social safety net in this country. We know that 1 in 5 Americans collect Social Security. Seniors, disabled people.
They're coming after it all, folks. Everything for them, nothing for fucking you. Here's Abbo trying to fight back a little bit, I guess, over on C-SPAN.
And let's hear it again for the great people of the CFPB. See, the thing is, Trump and Musk and their billionaire buddies know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly what they're doing. But there are millions of Americans who are just tuning in. So we have to let them know what we're standing up for. So I have a few questions for you. What's wrong with protecting consumers? Nothing. What's wrong with eliminating junk fees? Nothing. What is wrong with avoiding foreclosures? Nothing. What is wrong with making sure that banks don't take every single penny out of your account when you ain't got nothing in it?
Nothing. They don't give a shit about that.
Not a damn
They don't care about you. They want to charge you high fees. They want to fucking steal from you. They don't want any consequences. from conning people out of their fucking money. It's literally their whole goddamn thing. And here's Crockett trying to fight back a little bit. Jasmine Crockett.
Because for whatever reason, we had a guy that went in, and you talk about people invading our data. Listen, people said that they were upset about TikTok, but I'm upset about the guy that runs Twitter, who for sure is doing nefarious things, because I don't understand, if you are trying to conduct audits and figure out where the waste, fraud, and abuse is, I don't know why you would go to some tech guy. In fact, it was only techies that were sitting there at inauguration. We didn't have auditors. I would welcome auditors to come in and do forensic audits. In fact, he sat there in the Oval Office yesterday and he admitted that he was lying, and he was using his propaganda machine to do it when he said that we sent millions of dollars to Gaza for condoms. That was a lie. So let me tell you something.
The gentlelady's time has expired.
It's time for us to do our jobs and rein in this rogue actor known as
the gentlelady's time has expired.
Cut her off, MTG. Don't let her talk. But unfortunately, I don't think they're actually going to be able to do anything. I think it's too little too late, but I guess they're fucking trying or something. So whatever. And then, folks, it's just so depressing. The universe just falls all over itself to give Donald Trump goddamn money every step of the way, and they've found a way to legalize bribery right out in the open. It's exactly what Mark Zuckerberg did. Mark Zuckerberg already gave him, what was it, 15 or 25 million to settle the lawsuit for banning him on Facebook, you know, when he was stirring up fucking violence. Facebook, which is a private company, has the right to platform or not platform anybody they want to. They would have 100% won the lawsuit, but they didn't want to win it. They wanted to bribe Donald Trump out in public. So they gave him $15 million. Well, Elon's doing the same thing. I guess he had to pay for that performance we all witnessed in the Oval Office where he was the real president, cucking Trump. So they don't have to wash the money, folks. They don't have to money launder it. The money's fucking completely clean. They just do it through the court system, and it's fucking sparkling goddamn clean. $10 million bribe right in our fucking face. 100% goddamn legal. Because this is the fucking country. Crazy. And then, you guys remember the Doge employee that was temporarily let go because it was found out that he was spreading all kind of racist stuff, talking about how much he hates Indians from India and interracial relationships, just racist as fuck. Well, it turns out he had a website where they were making shit posting URLs such as KKK is cool and child porn store. So that's great. These are the people that have access to all our social security numbers, all our fucking information, who have set up backdoors in all our government agencies. These fucking insane 4chan trolls, these children. And all over the world, though, people are starting to fight back a little bit. Here's the Tesla store in Vancouver. Fuck Elon! Like, I wouldn't want to own a fucking Tesla. Seems like a liability. Like, it's a very likely somebody's going to kid or spray paint it. Just got more trouble than it's worth. I'd avoid it if I were you guys, but that's me. And then on a related note, Meta, Facebook, just laid off 3,600 people as they get record profits, folks. So we're going to talk about why they're doing this. And it's very obvious why they're doing this, folks. So first off, they're trying to destroy the government by firing tens of thousands of federal workers. And then they're trying to get rid of a lot of the higher paid people in the tech industry. Mass layoffs fucking everywhere, all over Twitter, all over Meta, all over Facebook. What they're trying to do here, folks, is also, and on top of that, they're trying to deport all the illegal immigrants, all the low-skilled people that pick the fruit, do the low-paying jobs. So they're trying to get rid of the middle class, is what they're trying to do, folks. Get rid of the middle-class government workers. Get rid of the middle-class IT workers. And then they're going to need fucking jobs. So what are they going to do? Well, they got this one figured out. You motherfuckers going to pick the fruit. We're going to give you lower-paying jobs, and then that money We're going to absorb that money that we stole from the middle class into the top 1%. They're trying to jettison themselves away from the rest of us. Make a bigger gulf between the very top 1% and the rest of us by destroying even more of the middle class. They're going to decouple themselves. It's like that movie Elysium, where the rich people shoot up into fucking space, have their own space city. That's what they want to do, folks. They want to destroy what's very left of the upper middle class, take all that money, and have this huge, even bigger division between us, where they can just fucking rule us. And it looks like they're going to fucking do it, unfortunately. So all you government workers, I hope you like picking fruit. All you IT workers, I hope you like mowing grasses and doing fucking lawn work and shit, because that's your goddamn future. I wish they'd go to space, but they fucking won't. Too busy spending all their money on X and Twitter and shit. And that is my He Shall Be Elon coverage for tonight.